Welcome back, everybody. If you've noticed a greenish-yellow sheen on your car windshield this week, that's a sure sign that allergy season is once again settling over the D.C. area. But you don't have to give up and submit to the sneezing and watery eyes and all those complications. There are some simple things you can do to reduce your risk of exposure to harmful allergens. And joining us now with more on that is Mike Tringale, Director of Communications at the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. Good morning.
Good morning, Allison.
I don't have allergies, but I have noticed it myself, and I think it's that time of year again.
It is that time of year, and it's important for people to recognize that allergy symptoms can occur not just outside, which we're all familiar with in the spring, but a lot of allergy symptoms can present indoors as well. A lot of the allergens that occur outside can make their way inside. There's some unique allergens inside that we can control.
And you brought some products that can help us do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So some of the symptoms that people are familiar with, the watery eyes, the itchy nose, the coughing and the sneezing, can occur indoors, and there's some ways to minimize that. For example, one of the most common offenders indoors is dust mites. Dust mites occur in bedding, they occur in carpeting, and in other places. And things like impermeable dust mite covers, bed covers, can help to reduce exposure to those kinds of allergens. Other things that help indoors are products like Febreze allergen reducer, which actually can be used on fabrics, on furniture, on bedding, on clothing even, to help reduce some of those airborne particles from becoming airborne.
Okay.
Tilex mold remover is a very important product to have around the house, not just for the bathrooms and the kitchen, but mold is often found on windowsills and in door jambs where there's a lot of moisture. So cleaning the house with a bleach-based product can really help to eliminate that mold. Also, our pets, as much as we love them, can be real problems for allergy sufferers. Not only do they have pet dander, but they bring in a lot of the allergens we see outdoors. They bring in the pollens, they bring in other things. And these pet wipes are good ways to help keep your dogs and cats clean throughout the season and in the house.
Okay.
Dusting around the house with this kind of product, the Swiffer, can be helpful as well. And certainly when spring cleaning, let's not also forget, if you have serious problems, to have a face mask. So as you create those dust particles and they get them airborne in the house, this can help really filter in some of the air you're breathing into your nose and mouth.
Mike, let me quickly go over some things that we're showing the viewers at home, reducing allergens at home. You're saying dust frequently, vacuum often, reduce pet dander, shut out pollen, and remove mold spores, just some of the also things that you can do besides having these products.
Absolutely. Those are all important strategies. There are a lot of ways to do them. And just about anything you need to do, you can find a tool at your local grocery store or drugstore to help you do that.
And speaking of drugstore, are these some of the latest things out there, or what have you brought?
There's some exciting news for treatments of allergies. Certainly there's some over-the-counter options. There are also some prescription options. Over-the-counter, we actually have a second-generation version of antihistamines. There are products like Alivert and Claritin, which are available over-the-counter. They provide 24-hour non-drowsy relief. I particularly like Alivert because it doesn't require water. It just dissolves in your mouth.
Which is the latest thing. I was talking with a colleague, and he was saying he has a 6-year-old who has allergies. She pops it on her tongue. It's a whole less of a drama.
You can take it when you travel, you're on an airplane, in a car, in a train, so it's very accessible.
Okay.
And of course, there are also prescription medications. If people feel that their allergies are out of control, whether they're outside or inside, talking to an allergist is an important thing to do, and we encourage people to do that. Certainly, they can go to our website. It's allergyactionplan.com. Having a strategy and a plan for their allergies is pretty important, and we help them do that through an interactive tool. And they can answer some questions and get some real customized information about what they can do.
And we have that information if you just go on fox5dc.com. We'll link you there. Also, we want to throw up to some helpful hints, hopefully, for people dealing with this at school. We have some hints for helping with the allergies when you're there. Check classrooms for plants, and also does the class have a pet? Not the iguana, but maybe the rabbit or something else like that. And also, while you're at school, frequent hand washing. So the same things that you do at home, you do at school.
Very much so, and at work.
All right. Mike Tringale, thanks so much for being here.